Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Chris. So again, welcome back to the channel. Again, this is everything that I can share about reselling on Amazon or Walmart. And we're actually going to go through kind of just the day-to-day operations of what I do as a side hustle to sell on Amazon. And this is kind of the truth. We're going to look through products. We're going to show you my process. Am I an absolute expert at this? Absolutely not. But we're kind of in this together, and I just want to share this with others. This is definitely something that you can do as a side hustle to make a couple $100, a few $100 a month, sometimes up to $1,000 a month. It all depends on what products you find, how much work you want to put in, and I just want to be transparent and share this with the community, and it's kind of a nice side hustle. It's kind of fun. So one of the first things we're going to do is show you just kind of like what I do. And so again, I subscribe to the Menards flash sale. Menards is like a home improvement store that's near me here in the Midwest. I subscribe to their flash sale emails. I get emails throughout the day, and like clockwork, pretty much every day at like 7 a.m. they send out an email. This one's a little bit different too because they said it's a warehouse blowout sale. So let's go and see what products they have. Typically, it's more products in the email than they typically have. Usually, they'll have like 3 or 4 different products, but this one looks like they have several more. Um, and so we're going to go through this. And again, some of the things we look for is, um, you know, how big the product is, how much it weighs, is it easy to ship? A lot of these products, I will be doing fulfillment on my own, right? This is FBM, fulfillment by merchant, just because the margins are so much better. And again, it doesn't take a lot of time. You can do this in a few hours a week, and you can make pretty good side hustle income. And so I look at this particular email that I got, and the first thing I do is look at stuff like this handheld massager. It says that it's sold elsewhere for 38 bucks. I can get it for 5. That has, I'm curious about that. Um, Other thing I look at is this bike hitch carrier. Again, it's seasonal. We're getting into spring, we're getting into summer. People are going to be wanting to bike more, um, at least where I am. And we've had success with these bike carriers in the past. I've sold similar bike carriers, like 2 bike, 3 bike, or 4 bike hitch mount carriers. Um, and they've sold for about $100. So you can make some margin there. So we'll double check this again to see if that is another winning product. Another thing that caught my eye is this Boulder Instanet. We've had a lot of success um, in seasons past selling this brand, this Boulder brand. We've sold badminton sets, some tennis stuff, other Instanet products as well. We've had great success in that where I've made multiple purchases and fulfilling, you know, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of orders. So let's go ahead and double check on this. So the process, my workflow typically, and again, there may be way more efficient workflows, but this is just what I do. And again, it takes me not too long. I pretty much do it every morning. And then sometimes throughout the day, if they send out new emails or that type of thing. And we're going to look at other resellers, other retailers, other online um, websites as well, and even some retail arbitrage as well. But the first thing I do is I go ahead now. If you click on any one of these products, it actually takes you to this overall page for all their kind of you know flash sale products that they have going on right now. And and sometimes you got to be quick because they do sell out. And if you want to get in relatively early, um, but there are things that they may have thousands and thousands in stock, and it's kind of crazy because sometimes you can have products where I can go back and buy more and more of those products, which I've done in the past. Sometimes I'll go back weekly and just continually buy stuff. Um, and sometimes they'll drop pallets in the back of my pickup truck, and we just keep winning. So, but I'm going to go ahead and just select the link. And again, that's regardless of product, because if I go back to my browser, it just brings me to this generic page, right? And so the first thing I do is I look at these products to see what's easy to ship, what's light, what's something that would be relatively easy for me to fulfill, right? And that's kind of the first thing I look at. I mean, things like this screwdriver set, relatively easy to ship, easy to fulfill. And how I check this, there's a couple different ways. The first of which is just textual search. So I can go ahead and just select the title, right? And you can grab like the variation, like this 40-piece set or 20-piece set. If there's a color involved, you can do it. Um, there's some reasons why I may not do that, because if it's a variation listing, it sometimes may not come up. But I go ahead and click on that. I highlight and copy that. And then what would I do is I go in and I create a new tab and then jump to Amazon. And now I'm going to go ahead and select that particular product. And so I don't see it right off the bat, right? So now the next thing I'm going to do is do an image search. And so I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to right click on this in Chrome and say search with Google Lens. This pops up this area here where now I can actually see other sellers that are selling that similar product. So what I often do too is I'll go ahead and click on view results and you'll see here's that product at Lowe's, eBay, eBay UK, Amazon, Amazon Canada. So here's the thing too. You're going to find often other regions or territories, countries that are being sold on Amazon, right? Which, um, again, I'm only selling in the US based store. So you're going to make sure you find it on Amazon.com. So you can see here, this is it. Let's go ahead and double check and see if this is the exact same product. And how we typically do that, again, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but I typically, one, look at the promotional photos, usually provided from like the vendor, but also what I do is look at the model number. This model number is 459096. You can see that right there. And how I look at that, I go back to my Menards listing, and you can see here, there is the model number. It's exactly the same. So this is the same product. But notice, I buy this at $10.99, right? Again, that's including 11% rebate. So again, the price is $12.35, but I will be getting a rebate check back for the entire purchase price, right? Or 11% back of the purchase price. So it's 11% off everything. Um, and I absolutely use that as um, part of my margin. So I've there are times, weeks and months where I have hundreds and hundreds of dollars in rebate checks that I use to go back to buy additional inventory because I'm buying it through Menards. Anyway, we can go through that once we get there. So we know that this is the same product, but let's look at some other data. And again, I get the data from this particular extension called SellerAmp. That's this particular icon right here. And SellerAmp provides some additional data and analytics, and that's what this brings me here. So the first thing I want to see, and why I would not follow through with this particular product, is because the estimated sales is now says unknown, meaning that we don't know how many sales are happening per month on an estimated basis. So I wouldn't want to buy product and have it sit and not be sold. Right? I don't want to have unsold inventory, so I probably wouldn't purchase this particular product because we want to get real data to move forward. And so let's go ahead and look at the next product. So that one didn't particularly work, but let's look at some of the other ones that I know that I've had success in the past. For instance, Boulder. I know that I've sold this brand before, right? Boulder Instanet, 17-foot badminton and pickleball net. I've had success selling other products. Let's go ahead and look for this product. And one of the easiest ways to do that, again, I'm going to right click, choose right click or control click if you're on a Mac. Go ahead and choose search Google Lens. And this brings it up here, and you're going to see it's going to show up on Amazon very similarly. You can see like right off the bat. There's a few others here, but it looks like this is the one I'm going to look at. I'm going to go and visit this Amazon listing, and we're going to look at some other information here. So the first thing I want to see is, the first thing I notice is that this particular product has variations. Okay, so what variation are we looking at? Well, if I go ahead and look at this product in detail, I want to look at the black 17-foot Boulder multi-sport net, right? 17-foot black. So if I go here, the 17-foot black is the one I want. So I'm going to go ahead and select on that. Notice that again, this refreshed It says it's selling about 200 units a month. That's awesome, right? Now, there's other data we want to look at here as well. The first of which is if I scroll down, I want to be able to see who else is selling this. So I scroll all the way down, you're going to see offers. That's basically how many other people are selling, right? So right now there's, 5 offers, okay? What they're selling at, how many they have in stock, okay? And so I know that there's one person that's selling, that's filling the orders themselves. There are 4 sellers that are selling FBA, meaning they're sending the product into Amazon. They're actually going to be having Amazon fulfill the orders. But I'm most likely going to fill my own orders. So this is the one I would be competing with. But something to be aware of, right? Um, in order to win the offer, right, you want to be able to have your product displayed in what's called the buy box. So if I look here, this is what's called the buy box. You can see here, this is sold by Boulder Sports Company. So the actual brand holder is selling the product. And this is important because I bet you what's going to happen. Why I will not be able to sell this particular product because they've changed how they do things. And we're going to look at this. So check it out. Eligibility. This is the next thing I want to pay attention to. Can I sell this product? Well, it currently says I'm restricted. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and click on ungate this particular product. I go ahead and click this button. It opens up this browser window, and I'm currently logged into my seller account, my Seller Central account. And notice what it says here. We are not accepting applications to sell, meaning this particular brand has now restricted any future resellers in selling their brand, which again, it's their brand holder. It's what they do. And notice, remember, we saw that they themselves were selling the product. So unfortunately, they must have changed their policies because I have sold that brand in the past. All right. So that's unfortunately, this product is going to be a no-go, and we're unfortunately going to not be able to sell that one. Let's look at a couple others. I'm going to go back to this email, and I'm going to look at these products here. Remember, the other one I wanted to look at that I know I've been successful in the past were those bike racks. Let's go ahead and find that bike rack. Here's the bike rack. It's the DK2 2 bike hitch mount bike carrier. I'm going to go ahead and again, you could select the title, you could paste it into Amazon. I'm going to right click on it, search with Google Lens, pops open this tool. Let's go ahead and double check. Looks like it's coming up right away. I'm going to go ahead and click this. And what I would love to do is eventually I'm going to build like a custom AI agent to do all this for us so we don't have to do this manually. But I kind of think it's kind of fun. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and look at this listing on Amazon. And again, this we would have great profit margins. It sells for $105. This is the exact same product. And how we can not only does it have the same promotional photos from the manufacturer or the vendor, but I look at the model number. This particular model number is BCR 290. If the model number isn't in the title, you can always scroll down here where we got additional information, and you could do some investigatory research here to see if you can find the actual model number in the information here. But I have this model number. If I go back to my actual supplier, which is Menards, and if I click on this particular product, you'll see BCR 290. It is the exact same model number that we were talking about before, right? So awesome. This is the exact same one. Let's go ahead and look at some other data in SellerAmp. Well, you'll notice again, um, this product, I can sell it. Awesome, right? If I look at how many people are selling it, okay, well, we got a few other people that are selling it, um, 6 other resellers. Interesting. I've never seen I've never seen um, that code before. SFP, seller fulfilled prime. Interesting. So I attempted to be seller fulfilled prime. um, they were running a pilot program to see if I could qualify for prime shipping as a merchant fulfilled seller. but it was nearly impossible. Like I don't even shipping as fast as we could, it was really hard to make sure our product was getting to the client, to the customer fast enough. And we tried over like a 30-day period and we were still underneath whatever that threshold was. I can't remember to qualify. It was just really, really hard. So the only way that you can really get Prime, in my opinion, is to ship new product to Amazon. Anyway, so this is a couple things that I look at. But this particular product, notice again, we don't know what estimated sales are, right? It says unknown. And I just don't want to buy product that isn't selling at a high enough quantity that we want to be able to sell. And so we're not gonna choose this product because of that. Let's go ahead and look at just a couple more products, and then we're gonna move on to, we'll definitely check you out next time. Um, Man, this seems like a great deal. Pure Athletics chin-up bar for only $3. Let's double check this thing. Holy mackerel. So the first thing I can do, the thing is what I suspect is there's hundreds of different sellers that sell a very similar product. So it may be challenging to find this particular brand on Amazon. So if I go search in Google Lens, again, it's going to find probably a whole bunch and it's going to be relatively hard. Notice I find, ooh, it's the same brand, but it's Walmart Canada. Let's see, this one, I don't know if that's the same brand. We're going to have to look that up closer. But I'm trying to find the one on Amazon. So let's find this. Yeah, I don't see that particular one. So I didn't find it via image search. It doesn't mean it's not there. Let's go ahead and just quickly do a textual search as well. So I'm going to grab the text, open up an Amazon window, and let's do a search. So I find, again, we're looking for that brand, Pure Athletics, which if that brand doesn't show up within the first few listings, chances are we're just not going to be able to find that particular brand on Amazon. So it looks like that's going to be a no-go. We didn't find that particular brand on Amazon. Let's go ahead and look at um, just another, let's see, what do we got here? These salad to-go containers I've searched for in the past. Um, they just don't sell enough to make it worth our while. There's just not enough margin there. This one's interesting too. Um, let's go, because I've searched for something similar in the past. Let's do this one. I'm going to go ahead and right click on this. And again, this is my workflow. You can copy this workflow if you want. If there are ways to speed this up, feel free to share with the community. I'm going to go ahead and do a Google search. It pulls this up in my browser. Let's find that particular product on Amazon. And you can find the brand. Here's Amazon.com. But again, you got Amazon in other territories, other regions. Look at this. All these other ones as well. But then you have other resellers. You got eBay in the UK, eBay in Australia. I mean, there's a lot of these other ones as well. But you can see I do find one on Amazon.com. Let's go ahead and double check that one. I could pop this open. It looks like the exact same promotional photos, right? But notice that, okay, it's selling 10 a month. That's not great. But if there's enough margin, hey, maybe we do it and, we still make some money with selling these particular products. So you put in our cost, we put in what we're going to sell it for, and then what we do is we go down here and under the profit calculator is where we're going to change some information. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here so you guys can see some of this. I'm gonna, change this from FBA because I'm not sending it into Amazon. I'm gonna fill the orders, so I changed it to FBM, fulfillment by merchant, and then we put in the FBM cost. And the FBM cost is typically what our shipping cost is going to be to our customer. So this is again how to get information on this product to start estimating shipping costs. And eventually you're going to get a lot better at starting to estimate those costs. But how I do it is I typically go into the listing, and what's great about Menards is when you click on the product and then you actually click on specifications, you'll get some great information, right? The shipping weight and the shipping dimensions. Awesome. So it's 2 pounds. The highest dimension is like 12 inches, 12.9 by 3. you could probably ship this for under 10 bucks. So if I go back to our profit calculator, I'm going to say it's going to cost us 10 bucks to ship. You can see our profit, each one that we sell, we could actually sell this for we make 957 in profit, meaning our profit margin for this product is 33%. That's a nice, good, healthy profit margin. Okay, that's what we're looking for because we want to aim for like 15 to 20. We can get up to 30, 40, even 50% margin sometimes, depending on the product, depending on what we're buying. So that's a good, healthy margin. I'm excited, and this would be one that I would say is a winner. But notice what happened again. The eligibility on this particular product. It says that we are restricted and we need to manually ungate or get approved for this product. And we're going to show you what this looks like. And we're going to go through this in the future too of the actual steps that I've gone through hundreds of times to get approval on some products. But we're going to show you what happens. So I'm going to click on manual ungate. It brings me to this selling application page. So it says I need approval to sell this brand in any of these conditions, right? New, used, refurbished, blah, blah, blah. I know I want to sell a brand new product for this particular brand, and I need to request approval. And so I'm going to go ahead and I can request approval, but notice that it also says we are not currently accepting applications to sell other health or personal care categories, which is also interesting. So it all depends on what you're selling, the brand holder, what Amazon's being approved for. There's a lot of different variables that go into play there. But what if this does have the request approval button, you can submit an approval request. And I'm going to show you what that means. I'm going to say request approval. Okay, so now this is actually bringing us to the selling application for this particular brand. Now again, this seller application, it can change and be different based on the brand holder, based on what type of product, based on what type of category. There's a lot of different variables there. Sometimes the more you get approved for things, the more you are an active seller, the more successful you are. Sometimes you get automatically approved. And we're probably going to encounter that at some point. You basically just click on request approval and it just spits back another page that says, congratulations, you've been approved. You didn't have to do anything. It's pretty awesome. And it's happened to us dozens and dozens of times, right? After you start to be successful in your reselling. But let's go ahead and look at what's required to get approval for this particular brand. So the first thing it's asking for is to submit a document. Typically what it's asking for is some sort of purchase contract or invoice for this particular brand from either the manufacturer or an authorized distributor. Okay, so what it's asking for is some sort of document, a selling contract, an invoice, something that's somewhat current within the last 180 days. We want to make sure it includes information based on your seller account you have registered with Amazon. So it's got to have again, your business name, your business information, your business address that's associated with your Amazon seller account. So that's got to be on it. It also has to include the name and address of the distributor or the manufacturer that you're buying it from. So again, whatever distributor that you're purchasing it from, make sure that that's on the actual agreement or contract or invoice. Next, make sure that you include at least 10 units. Again, I typically, when I'm starting out, I'm going to say I'm going to buy like 12 units or even a dozen. That typically helps. It says you can actually omit the pricing here. I don't really care. Just leave the pricing on there. It doesn't really matter. And then note here, we verify that by submitting this document, they may contact product vendors or identify the vendor or myself within the application. So you're going to upload that document here. And then in the comments, I'd be very explicit. I know it's weird. It's this one long single form field, but you can be as explicit as you want here. I really encourage you, put in exactly saying, I am purchasing like 12 units, brand new, unopened of this particular product by this particular brand from this distributor or reseller, or from this distributor for resale, right? In the quantity of whatever. Like, you can be as explicit as you want. and you want to give them as much information as possible. So enter that information here, and we'll go through this with another product as we go through it. This one, again, it was only selling 10 units a month. I probably wouldn't do it, but so then um, put in your business email address for any questions or contact, and then your phone number as well. It says it's optional. I would absolutely put in your phone number there because we want to make sure that there's, you know, as much opportunity to get approved as possible. And so you've entered that information there. Cool. So we're going to go through this together with another product and make sure that you get approval for those products. Now, sometimes you need to submit this multiple times to get approval. We'll do that as well. And so, and here's a pro tip. So I'm going to tell you some of the ways that I've gained approval of particular products using this method, right? When we get this seller application for the brand, and I happen to find the particular product at Menards. What you can do if you live near or you buy or are by a location, a Menards location, what you can do is you can actually go in physically to a location, go to their special order desk, and you go up to them and say, hey, I want to actually buy, right? Like, so here's the SKU number. I want to buy 12 units of this particular SKU. They create a special order contract, right? Now you got to create an account with them. Super easy. It's free. Create an account with them with your business information. So that way the special order contract has your business name, it has your business address, your phone number, your contact information as well. And then it'll have 12 unit quantity for this particular brand. And now you have this contract, this physical piece of paper that now you could submit, right? You could submit um, for that particular brand, right? I would actually upload that document here. So I could go ahead and upload the document, and it may take you a few times to get approval, but now you can actually upload that. The cool thing is you get the special order contract. You haven't yet purchased it. That's what's cool. You can actually go there and make sure that you're getting approved prior to actually spending the money and buying that particular product. So that's a trick. And again, we'll go through that in the future as well. So I know I've gone through a lot of stuff in this video, but that's kind of the process that I've gone through. Again, I didn't really find any particular product that um, that I found it to be successful this time around. But we'll do it again, and we'll keep double checking on what products are winners, what we find, and as we help you get started in your side hustle selling journey by selling on Amazon or Walmart. So thanks again for following along this time. We'll see you next time on Side Hustle Selling. And again, please like, subscribe, hit comment below with any questions. I'm happy to help out any way that I can. And if I don't know the answer, maybe other members, other people that are following along will know as well. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.